Hello everyone, my name is Abby Bliss White and welcome to my channel. The Sephora sale is upon us and I was asked if I would narrow this down and share my favorite luxury products. So you guys, I am going to attempt to do sort of a rapid fire video for you. Not getting into too much detail because a lot of the products that I'm going to be sharing you have probably seen before. I was going to try to hit up most categories of things, but I'm literally going to keep it to my tried and true favorites. I tried to mix it up because I've done other Sephora kind of sale videos before and I still really like many of those products. So what I have done today, you guys, is gone through and really picked out some of my true favorites that I've been using non-stop, as well as just some items that I think anybody would enjoy. So if you're interested in seeing my Sephora recommendations for the holiday 2020 Sephora sale, then let's go ahead and get started. Quick little caveat, I am not going to get into too much detail of each product because I don't want this to be an hour-long video. For many of you who have watched my channel, you will see a lot of my favorites in here, and I really tried to keep it to things that I like use every single week or new things that I'm just obsessed with. So let's go ahead and dive in. First recommendation is going to be the Olaplex Holiday Hair Fix Kit. You guys, I am a long time Olaplex user. I have pretty much the whole entire line, and in this hair kit it's going to include the number 3 perfector. As you can see, I need a new bottle of this. It's going to include number 4 and number 5, that is the shampoo and the conditioner. Again, I'm going to be picking up this kit, love it. And then my favorite styling product, and this is the number 6, and that is the Bond Smoother. And you guys, I love this. It's like my favorite kind of hair smoothing cream. It's just fantastic. So definitely love that kit. And then I also recommend the number 7, the hair oil, which as you can see, I will be picking up. I just totally believe in the whole Olaplex line. So does my hairdresser. So feel like that is a no-brainer to recommend to you. Then I've got one tool, and this is the dry bar. And this is the double shot blow dryer brush. And this is what I use to dry my hair. So I used to be a Revlon one-step styler girl, but so you guys, I had 3 of those in the past and I do love them, but they all of a sudden just break. They just conk out. So that happened to me 3 times. I finally was like, you know what, you need to spend a little bit more money and get the dry bar double shot hair styler, and it's just fantastic. So I highly recommend this if you are someone who likes to wear your hair kind of a little bit more straight. My hair is naturally wavy, kind of out of control, and so I really enjoyed this to kind of give me a kind of a smooth blowout. Now, speaking of dry bar, I did pick up the Mixologist interchangeable styling iron for my daughter, and she loves it. So I'm gonna just flip a picture up so you can see this, but guys, this has everything you need to curl your hair, kind of do like beach waver stuff, and she just loves it. So definitely, if that's something you're interested in, I would recommend that because we purchased that and we love that. Then for body care, I did want to mention the Cora Organics. I recently got the Noni Glow body oil, and you guys, I really enjoy this. So this is a new product to me, but I've really been enjoying it. It really hydrates your body, but it's not greasy. So you can kind of put this on, let it sink in for just a second or two, and then you can put your clothes right on. But as we're moving into the cooler weather and our skin is getting a little bit drier, I did want to mention that I'm enjoying this as a body product. Okay, hair, body, just a touch. Let's move on to foundations, and I'm going to keep it pretty minimal, you guys, but I do have 2 new favorites that I want to recommend, and that is the Tom Ford. This is the Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Foundation. And you guys, I love this to the point where I want to buy sort of my winter shade. So I have this in shade 4.7, which is Cool Beige. And this is what it looks like right here. And I am wearing that today, you guys. And every time I wear this, a lot of you ask if I have self-tanned. So thus I'm wondering if maybe I need a winter shade. So I'm thinking possibly 3.7. You know, I'll go crazy with trying to figure out the color. But I do love this foundation. I find that it is a kind of radiant matte foundation. It is very comfortable on the skin and it just kind of perfects my skin. It has like a pretty solid medium kind of coverage and I have just really fallen in love with it. So this is one that I would definitely recommend even for more mature skin. And then I love the Rare Beauty. This is the Liquid Touch Weightless Foundation. This is a clean brand and I have it in 2 different shades that work kind of perfectly when I mix them, but they have a really nice huge shade range. I am actually in the shades, or I have shade 200C as well as 160C, and I just find that if I do a little bit of mix matching on these, the colors work out pretty darn well for me. But you guys, I love the applicator and I love the whole ethos behind this line. So my daughter loves this line. I love this line. It's kind of been a surprise hit. And I'm going to show you here. So the shades that I have here is 200C. And then I have 160C, so I can kind of use this as a highlighter, but if I mix the 2 of these together, it becomes like my perfect shade. You don't have to do that, but it was just one of those kind of getting matched in this time frame is a little bit hard, but I found that these are just fantastic. It's going to give you a nice like radiant glow. It has good skincare ingredients in this foundation, and to be honest, I love having this kind of doe foot just to kind of put on. Now I will say one thing about Selena Gomez's products. A little goes a long way for real. You only need a few dots, otherwise you're gonna kind of not like this foundation. You might think it's cake face, so I would definitely recommend just a teeny bit of the product, but I really have loved these. My daughter has 1 shade of this and she uses it non-stop. It also has a fantastic concealer that is perfectly matched to be 1 shade brighter from whatever foundation color you got. Speaking on, I just wanted to say I love the whole brand itself. So love the Bliss blush. You really cannot go wrong with any of the Rare Beauty launches, and I noticed that they have some kits in there that's going to include like a little blush as well as a lipstick, and so I would definitely say, you know what, give that a try. I am an older customer for her. I know that they're targeting this brand towards younger people, but I have fallen in love with it and have pretty much loved every single product that I have tried from them. So speaking of, I would say some standouts are the Rare Beauty. This is the foundation brush and the concealer brush. So you guys, I skipped this when I first purchased many of the products to test, and then you guys were like, you've got to give these brushes a try, and you're absolutely right. So if anything, I would definitely pick up the brushes. You guys, it is like the perfect shape. You can get right in. This is the concealer brush. You can kind of get right in the hollows here. I just love it. And I just love this for buffing foundation on. I also love this. You can use it with any of your cream and liquid products. So I will use this for foundation. I'll put my blush on with it. It is just kind of dense and it's soft and they're just perfect. So highly recommend these 2 brushes at the sale. I do not think you would be disappointed. I know a few of you have already picked them up and really love them, to the point where I might actually even get more of these. I really love them that much, just so I don't have to clean them all the time on camera. So definitely enjoy those and can highly recommend all of the Rare Beauty products. And one of the things that I'm thinking of picking up is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Skin Finish Buildable Coverage Foundation Stick. So you guys, I love a stick foundation. I still stand by my recommendation of the Tom Ford stick foundation. Is always going to be in my repertoire. Love it. But I've never really tried any of her beauty products, but this stick foundation has a huge amount of great reviews, and I just love that. So I'm going to be picking that up, and I think I'm picking it up either in shortbread or chai. I love the names, by the way, like they have apple pie, chai, peaches and cream. It's making me hungry. So I'm going to be picking that up at the sale. I'm just intrigued, and so we can do a review on that. For concealers, you guys, I'm going to stick with one of my favorites. This is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Concealer. I just love this one. It's thin in texture. I find that it's a little bit brightening underneath the eyes. I just love it all over my skin as well. So this is fantastic. I have it in the shade 4.5, and I also love the Rare Beauty, but this is a fantastic concealer. It's a little bit more high coverage. It still works with my more mature eyes, but again, a little goes a long way. So with her products, just a dot and you will be fine, but I do also recommend this. Okay, bougie bronzers. I have two to share with you and highly recommend both. So of course we've got Tom Ford, and this is the Soleil Glow Bronzer. This one is in Terra. This is very well loved. I wear this year round. It's fantastic for kind of the cooler winter months when I'm a little bit paler, but I just find this to be such a fantastic year round. This really is a good bronzer. Definitely recommend. And then we've got a new bougie bronzer in the house, and that is from Gucci. You guys, I love this one. So I'm actually in the shade number 2. And 2 is a little bit darker than number 3. So when you're looking at the bronzer shades, just know that 2 is actually a teeny bit darker than number 3. And I just love this. So this formula is kind of one of these gel kind of formula that just meshes into the skin. It is just gorgeous. And this color is kind of unique. And I am wearing it today, you guys. This is just one of my favorites. And I find that it just kind of meshes into my skin and looks super natural. So those are my two little bougie bronzer recommendations. And then kind of speaking of bronzer contour, I have fallen in love. I'm late to the game, but I've fallen in love with the Hollywood Contour Wand. This is from Charlotte Tilbury. People have been raving about these for years, and I have to say for good reason. I don't know why I hadn't tried them, but I absolutely love this contour. You can also kind of just use that to warm up your skin and kind of pass on the bronzer. I also picked up the highlighting, and as you can see, I have really been using this product, so love that. And then I also have the Glowgasm Beauty Wand, and this one is in Pink Gasm. This is another one that when I wear these products on camera, you guys always tell me that my skin looks really good. It's makeup, but it is these products, I think, because they again look a little bit more natural on the skin, but they give you that kind of lit from within glow. So I know these are oldies, but these are goodies. They're new to me, and I highly recommend these little beauty wands from Charlotte Tilbury. Moving on to blushes, as I had mentioned, Rare Beauty is making another appearance. I love the color Bliss. You guys, it's just a little bit muted, very neutral. It's fantastic. And we also have this in Joy and Happy. And again, a little goes a long way, but these are just beautiful blushes. I love the applicator. You're just going to go boop, boop on your skin and have a nice little flush. So I cannot give these enough kudos. If you sort of liked the Glossier Cloud Paints, I think you're going to love these, and I think the applicator is a little bit better. So just cannot recommend these enough. clean formula, great launch from Selena Gomez. And again, the ethos of the brand, everything was created to be able to open easily. Anybody that suffers from autoimmune diseases or arthritis and such, I just feel like it was a really well thought out launch, and I just love all of those. So that is kind of a reasonable priced kind of blush product. And I've got a few little bougie blushes. These would be kind of considered blushes for life. My Tom Ford blush and Inhibition. You guys, this is my go-to. When in doubt, I'm always going to pull out Inhibition. I find it to be just the perfect neutral blush. It goes with every kind of look, and you get a huge amount of product. So love Inhibition. And then I love the Dior. This is the Backstage, and this is in Rosy Glow. You guys, this is what I'm wearing today. This is just such a beautiful blush. It looks scary in the pan, but it's going to give everybody just kind of a healthy glow, and I find it to be sort of magical. So if you're in the market for blushes, those would be tried and true favorites. Okay, you guys, for eye products, we could be here all day. So I just really narrowed it down to my current favorites, along with one shadow that I use all the time as a basic. So I love the Marc Jacobs. This is from their Omega shadow line, and this one is in Big O. So you guys, this is my perfect sort of transitional color. I use this all of the time. I need to bring this out on camera because this is sort of what I will use in my crease just to kind of start a lot of my eye looks. And I just wanted to give a shout out to that single shadow because it is very well loved. You get a lot of product. The formulation is really nice and unique. It's kind of like a little gel formulation. Works fantastic on more mature eyes, but this is kind of like just one single basic shadow that I love. And then we've got the new launch from Tom Ford in First Frost. They do have this at Sephora, and you guys, I love this one. So I am actually wearing it today. I just find this to be very versatile, and as I said, I kind of will put sort of a base kind of color because these are all a little bit shimmery, and I will put like a basic matte shade such as this guy right here, and then I will use this just, and you don't have to use the entire thing, but if you do, it just makes a really soft pretty eye. I'm really getting a lot of use out of this. I love Tom Ford eye quads, so this is the time to get them, is when you can get them on sale, but I definitely recommend this First Frost. I think it's a beautiful launch, and I find it very kind of neutral and easy to wear, but also makes just kind of a pretty kind of reflective eye. So definitely recommend that. And then you guys, I have fallen in love with the Dior Quince. So much so that I want to buy a few more at the sale. That's how much I like them. And I just want to give a quick little heads up. Previous to them reformulating their shadows, I just sort of thought Dior shadows were ho-hum. I didn't get a huge payoff from them, but they have reformulated them, and they are so buttery, so amazing. They make beautiful eyes, and so far I'm in love with Tutu. It's just such a pretty sort of purple lilac cool toned quint here, so that's Tutu. Then I have Soft Cashmere, and you guys, Soft Cashmere is just like your perfect cool toned neutral eye look. They're just gorgeous. They're buttery and amazing. I've done a ton of videos using these. And then I also have New Look. Now, New Look is just gorgeous in that kind of taupey color. It's got a little bit of this eggplant richness, so that one's going to be a little bit more have a little bit more impact as a neutral. Your Soft Cashmere is just going to give you that kind of beautiful neutral kind of eye look. And then the ones that I am actually thinking of getting are Mitza, which is going to be more in that kind of warm golden kind of terracotta tones. So I'm thinking about that one. And then I've been intrigued by Denim. And Denim is that one with all the crazy blues in it, but for some reason it just looks like it could be gorgeous on the eyes. And because I love the way the shadows perform. They're just buttery and easy to use. I think you could do a really pretty light blue eye for someone like myself who is not super adventurous, who kind of likes to keep things classic. I just think it would be beautiful kind of using those blues in there as an accent or as eyeliners. So those are two kind of in my cart at the moment. You guys let me know if I should pull the trigger on that denim. I know a few of you picked it up and love it, but I'm totally in love with these quints and I highly recommend them. I don't think you could go wrong with any of the shades, so definitely check those out. It's given me a new kind of appreciation for Dior makeup. I've always liked little bits and pieces from Dior, but the new launch of those eyeshadows has just completely made me kind of fall in love with the brand again. So really love those. Keep me posted as to which ones you love the most because those are definitely in my cart. Okay, I'm kind of skipping over eyeliners and mascara, but again, I think this is a great time to pick up staples. So if you have your favorites, that's a perfect time to get something that's going to be on sale. I always tend to include a little mix of a few luxury items as well as some staples that I know I will be buying in the future, so I might as well get them on sale. Before I forget, quick little brush recommendations. I've already mentioned the Rare Beauty. This is the foundation and concealer. I love those. I also really love the Rowan Everything Eye Brush. You guys, you have seen me use this in a lot of videos. It's sort of a barrel-headed brush that's nice and dense. I find it fantastic for like cream shadows and also kind of getting into the V. It's fantastic. And then it's got a really nice little fine tip on the other that is fantastic for putting on eyeliner and kind of softening regular eyeliner. So Everything Eye Brush, I use this all the time and love it. And then the La Mer powder brush. This is how I finish off every day my makeup. I love this. It's worth every single penny. It is soft and it is wonderful, and I just love it because it really kind of buffs your makeup in so that everything kind of comes together when you're blending. So I cannot recommend this brush enough. I love it, love it, love it. So wanted to mention those. Little glowy powders that I was going to mention. Everybody has kind of their favorite setting powders, and I really love Hourglass. They do fantastic setting powders. I have a bunch of their ambient lighting, and I do love their new one. This is the Infinity Powder, and it is just beautiful. It finishes off your makeup fantastic. I find that Hourglass powders are fantastic for more mature skinned ladies. It's great for anyone, but I'm just saying if you are someone like myself who doesn't really use a lot of powder, I have dry skin, but you still want to set your makeup and have kind of a nice little finish to your skin, the Hourglass Infinity Powder is a definite favorite. And I also pulled out my favorite from Giorgio Armani, and this is the Neo Nude Fusion Powder. This one is in 6.5, so you can actually even use it a little bit like bronzer. It's a little bit more kind of deeper, but what I like to do is take my big fluffy brush, put it in here, and kind of use this all over to give myself a little bit of a glow and just a great way to finish off your makeup. And as I'm kind of losing color from the summer, it also makes a great kind of soft little bronzer. So sort of a multi-purpose powder there, but I really do love this Neo Nude powder. Quick highlighter recommendation. I just don't think you can go wrong with any of the Dior. These are their Backstage Glow palettes, and this one is in Universal. This one is a favorite of both my daughter and I. They're just kind of pretty little highlighters. This isn't over the top, and they have them in several different tones and shade, but the Universal one is the one that we just tend to like the most. So definitely wanted to include that since it has been a long time favorite for years and years. Okay, lippies, I'm going to keep it to the minimum. I know many of us are wearing masks, but a lot of us are also doing Zoom calls, and that's when I noticed that I needed to wear a little bit more punchy colors because my lips would just kind of fade away into my face. That's the one thing I do not love about Zoom. You can't help but staring at yourself during Zoom calls, and so you start noticing things that you did not notice before. So I'm just going to be sharing a few of my tried and true kind of lip products that I really enjoy, especially some that are a little bit more moisturizing and are great for the kind of the cooler, more drier months. So I just picked out a few things that have been repeat purchases, and I love the Dior lip maximizers. I use these daily. So this is a daily product. It is the perfect kind of lip gloss volumizer for myself. I just think they're just fantastic, and I literally use this like while I'm getting ready. So I will put this on kind of before I start my makeup, and it'll just give my lips a little bit of hydration, a little plumping, but these do not sting or anything like that. And I have them in a ton of colors. So I think this is like classic pink, as you can see. Use that almost every day. I think this is the beige color. I have apricot. I think I have rosewood, but you guys, these are just fantastic. They feel fabulous on your lips, and they're going to give you a little bit of oomph to your lips as well. Now, it's always fun to kind of splurge on a Tom Ford kind of bougie lipstick, and one color that I love and have repurchased is Casablanca. So this is in the special edition kind of packaging. I don't see that online at Sephora, but this is the classic. But you can buy Casablanca in your classic case, and it's just a fabulous kind of perfect rose tone. This has been a repurchase of mine. It's one of my favorite colors out of the Tom Ford formulation. So if you're in the mood for splurging on a Tom Ford lipstick, I would highly recommend Casablanca. I feel like it is very universal kind of rose tone. I also love in the matte formula the color Pussycat. So this is in the matte formula. This is Pussycat, and then this is Casablanca. Now again, this is going to be more in that mauve tone that I personally love. But this is just one of my favorite colors from the line, and this is in Pussycat. And then last but not least, you guys, I love the Dior, the Lip Glow Oil. This is in Rosewood, and I think these are fantastic. They have a really nice big doe foot applicator, and it is just so easy to slick on, and it's fantastic kind of coming into the cooler months when you may want something that's more moisturizing for your lip. Okay, last but not least, let's touch on a little bit of fragrance, because you guys know I love fragrance so much, and I always love getting a fragrance on sale. Despite having a million perfumes, I'm always on the hunt for the one. So I was going to give you a few of my favorite recommendations, and one of them is that they started selling the brand by Kilian, and this is a niche kind of brand. I didn't realize that they were selling this at Sephora, so I was excited to see it. And one of my favorites that is a newbie in my collection is Moonlight in Heaven. Now, this is from my dear friend Bisma. Bisma is my Biologique Recherche guru, and she was like, I have got to pick up Moonlight in Heaven, and she was right. You guys, this is a really unique fragrance because it is a freshy, but it's also a little bit warm and sensual. So I don't tend to gravitate towards a lot of fresh fragrances. I do love them. I used to wear them all the time. And then as I've gotten older, I sort of had a time period where fresh fragrances would almost like turn my stomach a little bit. But this one is bridging the gap for me. This one has a nice little freshness in it, but it also has this warmth in it. It has got mango, coconut milk and rice. And I was told that this was kind of inspired by the dessert mango sticky rice that you get at many Thai restaurants. It's one of my favorite kind of desserts when I'm going to be splurging. And that's exactly that kind of texture and that kind of yumminess that is in this bottle. So if you think about that dessert, it's not overly sweet. It's got a little bit of savoriness from that kind of rice, and then that mango can be just sort of luscious and sweet. And this also dries down to more of a clean, slightly powdery kind of fragrance. And I don't want to turn anybody off, but it kind of has that kind of clean laundry feel. Like I love it when I'm doing laundry and my house smells so good and fresh. But then this has this warmth with that mango and coconut milk. It is just really a unique and lovely fragrance. I find this one to also be a huge compliment getter. My whole family loves it when I wear this. It's just a really nice kind of fragrance. What I found is, as far as compliments, I found that if I'm wearing kind of a freshy, kind of clean fragrance, or I'm wearing a kind of sweet gourmandy fragrance, those are the ones I get most complimented on. And this one includes both. And so it's got a little bit of that kind of clean feel to it, as well as a little bit of that kind of sweet gourmand. Not too sweet, not too fresh. It really is just perfect, and I just love this one. So highly recommend this Kilian Moonlight in Heaven. Now, speaking of gourmands, I also do want to recommend Tom Ford Lost Cherry. This is definitely going to fall in that kind of warm, kind of gourmand fragrance. I just love this. This is not like a sickly sweet cherry. This has like some almond in it. It is just like warm and spicy. This has got black cherry accord, bitter almond, rose absolute, as well as some balsam and tonka. It's very well balanced. This is definitely one I think you need to go and get your nose on, because not everybody loves it. It can be a little bit polarizing, but this was one that I just loved kind of right off the bat, just because it's not too sweet. It's got that gourmand touch to it. And then I love layering it with tobacco vanille. Now, of course, I already own this. I'm not telling you to go get too expensive perfumes, but I did have to laugh, because when you layer the two of these together, you are going to smell like warm Thanksgiving Day. Like, it just smells so good. Whenever I wear this combination, my daughter just loves it. It's something kind of like pumpkin spice. So whenever I wear these two layered on top of each other, this is another one that I get compliments on. I think that there's a little bit of sweetness in this cherry almond, and then the tobacco vanille is going to kind of ground it. And this one is just gorgeous. This has kind of got that sweet tobacco leaf. So if you don't like tobacco fragrances, this isn't super smoky. I find this to be a little bit more on the gourmand sweet side. So sweet tobacco leaf, as well as ginger. It's kind of have a little bit of spice and kick to it, and cacao. Kind of like a little bit almost like a chocolatey cocoa kind of scent to it. So it's just beautiful. And then of course I love anything with vanilla in it. And then this one is just like a really rich kind of vanilla. So both of these fragrances are perfect kind of fall fragrances. They're just gorgeous. And again, they are fantastic layered on top of each other as well. So I always like to play around with my fragrances a little bit, kind of having fun layering different things, and those are two that smell fantastic together. Now, one of the fragrances that is in my cart that I have been wanting to repurchase, I had left this fragrance in a hotel room and I've been sad ever since, but since I have so many other perfumes, I didn't run out and get it, but I'm feeling the need to pick it up during the sale, and that is the fragrance by Maison Margiela, and that is Replica by the Fireplace. So again, you guys, this is going to be another one of these kind of warm gourmand fragrances, and this one includes clove oil, chestnut accord, and vanilla accord. This line always kind of evokes exactly what the perfume smells inside. You guys, this one is just a fantastic, warm, cozy fragrance. I love it year round, but that's because I kind of love those kind of gourmand kind of fragrances. This one is going to evoke the feeling of being around the fireplace with the wood crackling and just kind of that warm, cozy feeling like you have on a really plush blanket and you're just feeling kind of warm, cozy, and at peace with everything. So that is what that fragrance does for me, and I just love it. So that is in my cart. It just dries down to sort of a warm, woodsy, cozy fragrance. It's again perfect for this time of year, and I definitely am feeling those vibes right now. So I'm so excited to pick that one up again. And there is a little mini set from Replica that also includes Jazz Club, Whispers in the Library, or By the Fireplace. And so I'm considering getting that as well, but there's a part of me that just knows I want the full bottle of By the Fireplace because I love it. So I will let you know what I get, but I think we did it. Okay, you guys, this is it. These are my tried and true favorites. I just tried to include products that I truly love or am obsessed with right now that I've been using nonstop. So as usual, guess what? What are you going to be picking up at the sale? Let me know if there's anything that I need to be checking out. And thank you so much for watching, and I will be back with the products that I actually haul. So I'm still kind of doing a little bit of shopping, but I will share those with you. And I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.